Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody is doing well on this wonderful Saturday evening. I hope everybody can hear me loud and clear. Got my new mic today. So, everybody, please give me a number one if you can hear me so I know that this thing is working. All right. Number ones. Thank you very much. I'm going to get going here. Let's see who's all here tonight. Let me scroll back up to the top. Terry's here, American Country Boy. How you doing? Steve W. What's going on, man? Liz is here. Tammy 199. How are you doing? JT and Jan are both here. Those are my moderators. Two of the best moderators on YouTube. And we have Danielle is here from New Hampshire. Scroll right on down through. Eric King, how you doing from East Tennessee? Snake Bites here from Missouri. Rockamas is here. How you? Nice to see you. Hope everybody has had better weather than we've had. Although they were saying we're supposed to get this big, huge tropical storm, and the TV stations were blowing it up all over the place, and would we get a little bit of rain? So, let me know when it's a category 3 or 4. I'll start to worry then. Oh, let's see here. Renee O'Connor. Hello, been watching for a while. Good stuff. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Let me keep scrolling. Get to Sandy Crabtree from Florida. How are you? Pitbull's here. How are you doing tonight? Chuck Gould. Hey, you made a live stream there, buddy. How are you doing? Michael O'Brien's here from Kissimmee, Florida. Redneck Randy. How you doing, Redneck Randy? Oh, we're scrolling on through here. Bob R. Hey, how you doing, Bob? Sitting on the side, huh? Just sitting back relaxing. There you go. Honeybee 87. How are you? John Graves. How are you? Miss Peakity 13 is here. Kip Carsland's here. Del Blanc. Law RC 69 is here. Who Me is here. Tammy Myers here. Oh, hold on, we just jumped. Holly's here from North Central Indiana, and Anna from Las Vegas. Lisa Z is here from Northern Michigan. Helen Jones. Montana Grizzly fan. Hey, how you doing there? I haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing all right. Judy Zims, just Mere Farmsteader is here. Angela is here. Scrolling through here. Let's see who else is here. Scott Smith. My thing keeps jumping because everybody's coming on. Chris Blood. Terry's here. Free at Last. Matt Harris. Coffee First and Speak. Bob 67. Sailing of Leaves. Vicky's here from Florida. Excuse me. All right. Let me scroll back down to the bottom here and see if anybody. Amber Grimm is here. G. Williams. Amy Murphy from Bismarck, North Dakota. Jackie's here from Texas. Darlene's from Oklahoma. Noel Marie is here from New York City. Kate 1144 from Jamestown, North Dakota. All right. We're getting a lot of people in here tonight. We got a lucky winner tonight also. I haven't seen the person just quite yet. Hope that didn't ruin it for everybody. But I could have missed some names because this thing is jumping really quick. There's a lot of people popping on. All right. Tanya's here from Maryland. And oh, come on, stop jumping on me here. Angela. EE's here from Wyoming. Judy Joe. Sue from Tampa Bay. Larry's from Texas. James Peace from Southwest Oklahoma. Declan Barnes is here from Oregon. Williams here from Wisconsin. Wide Awake 605 from the Black Hills of South Dakota. We just got people just strolling in from everywhere. Going Healed, Idaho. Let's see who else. I'm Okay is from Arizona. Del Blanc from Michigan. Vern from Tennessee. Luca from Quebec, Canada. Dee Dee's here from New Brennan, North Carolina. Judy Joe's from Tennessee. Linda Hamilton, Burns Flat, Oklahoma. Boy, you people are just from all over. RAT's from East Ohio. Catherine's from upstate South Carolina. Born FR33 is here. Rhonda from Michigan. There's another Rhonda from Missouri. Anna's from Portugal. Wow. Welcome. New Jersey Marie from New Jersey. Dad's Vintage Garage. Chesterfield, Virginia. All kinds of people just rolling in here. Gwen Taylor. Gail Gordon from South Carolina. Janice is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Jonathan from Georgia. And then we jump again. Well, you know how that goes. All right, folks, we're about 8 minutes in. We got a lot of people on here. All right, we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. We have our lucky winner that I'll announce at the end here. Tomorrow we also have a premiere video coming out at noon. Two of the great community members that we have here on this channel sent me some pictures. One of them is a employee. I don't know at what position at Walmart, but the pictures and stuff that they sent to come out in tomorrow's video are going to blow you people away, especially one of them. And then another community members to just send some pictures and stuff in at Sam's Club. And he was talking about how much junk food they're putting out now. And he sent a picture or so. So you got to tune in tomorrow, high noon, 12 o'clock to premiere. So set your alarms, go on and hit, notify on that video. It's already been posted. It's out there. And look forward to seeing you all tomorrow at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, today's video, sorry about that, folks. Just one of those things. When you do a lot of talking I've been shooting videos and everything else. When you do a lot of talking, you start to get that scratchy throat. I got to start doing the good old thing that a lot of musicians and stuff do. They do like the lemon juice and stuff before they go on stage. I'm gonna have to try that out and see how that works. But today's video, there's quite a bit of stuff to cover. Before I do get to that video, I want to try if um, my moderators would do me a favor, and I want to give a shout out to a channel. I haven't done many of those, and me and him started right around about the same time, and that's Prepping with Sarge. Now, he's got a really good channel here, folks. I mean, he covers a lot of different things. He's got about 349 videos right now. He does do gardening videos. He has product reviews, excuse me, foraging, precious metals. He has a lot of videos and stuff on that. Survival skills, preparedness, and knife reviews. Um, like I said, we started out right around the same time, and he keeps pumping out the videos and stuff. And if you guys go over there and you like his channel or you subscribe or anything like that, just tell him that Survival Preparedness for Beginners sent you. I'd really appreciate that. Like to help him out a little bit, um, and get him going here on uh, some subscribers. And like I said, he has a lot of great videos and good content, um, especially on the precious metals. He does reviews. He does giveaways and things of that nature. So just go check his channel out, and let's see if we can help him um, start growing his channel also. That's what this is all really about. And so I just really appreciate if you all do go over there, just check him out and see what you think, and hit that subscribe button. And if you do, just let him know that I sent you all over there. I'm going to start trying to help out some of the um, channels that kind of started with me, and are doing really well, and they're turning out really good content. They just got to get it. All it takes is somebody to help get the word out there about your channel and stuff. And for me, it was Alaskan Prepper. If the moderators want to throw up his channel also, um, he was one of the first ones to give me a shout out, like I just did, and it helped me out tremendously. Another one was Survival Living. If my moderators would like to also throw up their channel, um, you know, those are the two channels that really helped me out a lot. And I want to try to return the favor and help out some people that I know started right around when I started. So, on that note, we're going to get going on our video tonight. Um, and there's some hard times coming, and what I mean by these hard times coming, folks, is there's a lot of stuff a lot of us know that's going on. um, you know, you probably either listen to a radio, watch the news, read the internet, or anything else. There's a lot of stuff that isn't out there except for the internet, your mainstream media and all this kind of stuff. You really have to search to find some of these information, and it's known information. Now, what I'm talking about is we're going to start right off with our drought situation in the West. This is going to be very, very bad for a lot of farmers, which in turn is going to be very bad for us here just in this country. The one problem that we are having is we export a lot of our beef, we export a lot of our grains, our wheat, corn, and everything else to other countries. And my thing is, if we're headed down this path that we're going on, and these droughts out in California, I mean, they're mega droughts. These things have been going on for years and they're only getting worse. The fires have already started out that way, you know, and it's going to be very hard for these farmers to turn out even a halfway decent crop, especially since the fertilizer situation that is taking place that a lot of us know about is really hitting us, and it's hitting us hard. It's hitting the farmers even harder because even if they can find it, they're getting charged an astronomical price just for these products. So, this is something we really have to pay attention to, folks. The state of California has already put water restrictions in. People aren't allowed to water their lawns in certain parts of the state and everything else because of water restrictions. And it's only going to get worse. Lake Mead just keeps dropping. You can actually go on and you can search a website, just do a Google search, and you can see how it's been dropping. There's charts that it'll show you. And if you find the right one, it updates every day. And you can see how this thing is just keeps going down and down and down. I mean, we've all seen the pictures and stuff, either on the internet or you might even see them on the TV, depending on where you live. It's a very, very scary thought that eventually, if something happens and it hits to a certain point and it gets so low that they're going to have to cut off water to certain parts of the country out there because that feeds a lot of different cities out there. So what's happening is everything is warming up. So they're not getting the snowpack like they used to years ago. So what happens is that snowpack isn't there to melt off throughout the summertime and feed into the rivers and streams and everything else that need to be fed into because it's already ran all off. So they don't have like a backup supply. And then we turn around and we're going from that to the bird flu and stuff that's still going on. And, you know, nobody is really talking too much about that. It is starting to calm down in a lot of areas, but the damage has already been done. So that's the reason we're paying even higher prices for chicken and stuff in the stores. Like I did talk about in one of my past videos, you have Walmart that had their chicken breast for $1.99 for the longest time to about 3 weeks ago, and it jumped up to $2.38 a pound, at least in my area. But that's the main reason why, you know, they just don't talk about that much. When I went to Walmart yesterday, I went back and wanted to look at the baby formula. Now this is a big crisis, folks, and I'm sorry, but there's a lot of people that dropped the ball on this one, and you know this is just a very bad situation. They are trying to fly stuff in from every country known to man. They're trying to get it from Mexico, from over, towards Germany, wherever they can get it from, England, wherever they can bring this stuff in. They have flights and stuff that are coming in now to help deal with this situation. Now, the whole point of this was the plant that they closed down because of they believe that's where the bacteria and all that stuff was that um, was found in the formula and everything that came from. All right, so they closed that plant down, and obviously they've cleaned it and everything else. And the FDA said that they were going to fast track and get that plant opened back up a week or two ago. That plant still isn't open, and once it opens, I was reading an article today on they were talking with the CEO, and he said that once the plant reopens, it'll be 2 weeks before the products start rolling out the door. 2 weeks. I mean, these poor mothers that are out there and fathers, families, that are trying to find formula for their kids it's got to be devastating. Because a lot of these, babies and stuff, they may have to be on a certain type of formula, but what they can't get it. And a lot of the first shipments and stuff that did come over here have been going to hospitals. It wasn't hitting the mainstream market. Supposedly, from what the government says, now, if we all believe the government, all right, supposedly what they're trying to do is these shipments that are coming over next are going to start being supplied out to stores and everything else. Now, my thing is how do you um distribute this out? Do you give 100 cases to this place or 100 cases to here or whatever? I mean, you got a lot of big chains out there. Walmart being number one, you know, you got Walmart, then you got Walmart, Target, you have all your different grocery stores. Here in the South, you have Publix, you have Winn-Dixie. The stores are everywhere. I mean, everybody, you have Kroger's, everybody has your own stores. But you see what I'm saying here? How are they going to distribute this out fairly so that these families can start purchasing this formula that they need? I mean, there's a lot of groups that have been started, these Facebook groups. Thank God for those in a sense, because I mean, there's women out there that are trying to find formula and stuff for people. And if they find it, they buy it, they ship it to them or whatever they got to do. I mean, you talk about really trying to stick together here. It just goes to show you when push comes to shove, we have to rely on each other, however, we have to do it. And this is one of those cases where social media really comes in handy and really helps the situation out, if you know what I'm saying. This way here, they're trying to tackle the lack of baby formula that's out there right now, and the way the stores are still all empty. I think there was like one can on the shelf when I went in there yesterday, and you can tell there's nothing's been in there. I mean, it's just bone dry. And for a fact that if an employee from any store, doesn't matter where, if they see they're getting that in, they're going to be calling up their friends or relatives or whoever else and say, "Hey, we got it in. Get down here and get it now." You know, I mean, when you have inside connections, that's what happens. That's happening. So, I mean, this is just devastating on that front right there. And now we're going to slowly move across the water. There's a lot of stuff that's taking place over there, and that is going to could be causing us some really hard times in the very near future. Um, I don't know if you all have been seeing the news or not, but Germany did announce just the other day that they just dumped $100 billion into their military equipment to refit it with newer guns or technology or whatever else and everything because they're so worried with the whole Russian Ukraine thing, and nobody knows what Putin's going to be doing. I'm going out on a limb here today. I'm going to talk and we'll see what happens. If they take my video down, they take it down. um Meanwhile, we have two other countries that are wanting to join into NATO, and it looks like that's probably going to take place. Then you turn around and um, we have we have Joe Biden. He said that originally he wasn't going to send over any of these long range, missile systems. All right, and I believe he said that on Monday this past week. I could be wrong on that dates, but all right. But then a few days later, he changed his mind. And he said he was going to send them over there. There was a stipulation put in this. Maybe many of you didn't know this. There was a stipulation that was put in this that Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, was not supposed to use these things and start firing off rockets and everything else into Russia to worsen the situation that it already is. All right. Which supposedly he agreed to. Now, he turned around and he said that he will use these if he deems it necessary to retaliate against Russia to fire these rockets, these long-range rockets into Russia, which is just going to basically pour gasoline on the fire. Russia has been regrouping a lot. They've been able to resupply a lot of their front lines. They've been able to take care of some of their vehicles, and they are starting to move all their stuff around, which is very concerning to a lot of people and a lot of the area over there. In Belarus, they actually, right on the Ukraine border, now they're in the back pocket of Russia. Don't forget that. They've been lining their borders now with mines. That's right, landmines and their bridges all along the border with Ukraine. Now, why would a country be doing that? Ukraine isn't going off Belarus. They have nothing to do with them. They haven't done anything to Ukraine, but is something brewing in the pot, if you get what I'm saying. You see, there's so much stuff that is going on in this world right now. It's enough to drive one man batty, if you get what I'm saying. When you're trying to stay up on all this stuff, you literally have to sit there and be watching and listening 24/7 because things change like in an instant, folks. I mean, it's just amazing. And that's why it is very, very important for people to be prepping. It is very important for people to understand the importance of prepping. Um, you know, you're going to get the haters on here, and people that, they leave all these nasty comments and this, that, and the other. And I've just come to the point where it's just like, that's your choice, whatever you want to do. Most of them are probably trolls to begin with. So, anyways, the point I'm making is I'm getting a lot of comments, a lot of feedback, especially like with email and everything else. People asking a lot of questions. I do have some videos coming out this week where I read off about 4 or 5 questions, and just on one of the videos, and they're really good questions. And I mean, people are really starting to ponder and really start thinking about, hey, you know what? Things just aren't right. I mean, people, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. It's time for everybody to start to get back to basics. Um, One big question that I've been getting asked a lot of, especially through email, because when I do my videos and I post them with the Augustin Farms with the freeze dried food and they have them on sale, it's one of those things, folks. You got to be right there. You got to hit it right then and there because once their allotment is gone at that price, it's gone. I get so many people, I mean, even people at work, they're just like, how can I get this stuff? I went on and it was gone, it was back up to regular price. You have to be there. You have to be, when I post those videos, you got to get right on there and buy it now because it ain't going to be there long. And, a lot of people had commented on these videos also that, a lot of this stuff is you're getting it and it's almost expired. I have not had that issue yet, and I've bought a ton of it, and it's still good for a long time, folks. So maybe it was just a bad batch. I can't explain what they're saying, but all I know is, as far as for me and what I have bought, I haven't had any issues. And something that goes along with that is it's time for us to get back to basics. If you can't secure any of the freeze dried foods or anything like that, then you know what? Just don't worry about it. We got to get back to, you know, doing your regular prepping, being prepared, preparing yourself, taking care of yourself. Like I'm going through massive dental work right now. I've still got another month and a half and it'll all be done, you know, and I'll be so glad when it's done because I'm just dying to eat a piece of steak. But hey, you got to take care of your health. You got to take care of yourself, and you got to make sure that your body is in the best physical shape that you can probably put it in. Now, yes, so probably a lot of us, we're all a little bit overweight. You go to the doctor, if you're bigger than Twiggy, they want to put your BMI at, 30, 40, or whatever it could be. But the point being is you have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. And we have to get back to the basics of prepping and the basics of survival. Now, the basics are you got to start with your dry goods. You start with dry goods, folks. You start off with rice, flour, sugar, salt, um, all your spices and all that kind of stuff. You got to start with the basics. Yeast, make sure you get yeast, but you can make bread without yeast. You can Google it. There's recipes out there. But what I'm point is, You're starting with your basics. Then you move over to your canned goods. All right. Filter these in. It's very simple, folks. You filter this stuff in. You start off with your canned veggies. Now, I know a lot of people don't like canned vegetables. All right. They want fresh vegetables and everything else. But an emergency type situation, grid down situation, whatever it could be, an EMP, or Lord only knows if somebody pushed a button. What I'm saying is, I understand a lot of people like to eat healthy and fresh vegetables and everything else. If you're not growing them and you're getting them in a can, it's better than not having anything at all. You can get your vegetables, you can get potatoes, you can get your fruits and all that kind of stuff. You also have to really start to think about your meats, what kind of canned meat you can get. We're talking survival preparedness here, folks. I'm not talking about Sunday dinner. And this is something I want people to understand. I want people to really think about because what is taking place in this world right now, and we had Putin the other day state from the book of Revelation that the four horsemen from the book of Revelation, he made some type of a comment was going to be unleashed on the rest of the world. And he's the one that's going to be doing it. So is this guy just flipping his lid or is he, telling the truth? You see, we don't know. And that's why we got to get back to basics. You got to get back to the idea of, do you know how to grow your own food? All right. There's a lot of people out there, believe it or not, that have never grown a garden. Maybe you've grown plants and stuff before, so you have a little bit of inkling of what to do and how to water. But it's a little bit different when you start growing your plants between your plants and your veggies, because some vegetables like more water. You may need fertilizer that help you out. That's why I would suggest, buying like, something like bone meal or anything that you can get your hands on. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg right now because fertilizer is very, very expensive. And yes, there has been people that have commented and stuff, and I guess there's some YouTube channels out there, and they show you how to make your own bone meal and try to put together, I think, like your own fertilizer and things. But what you got to understand is you got to have the knowledge to do it. You got to have the stuff to do it with and everything else. If you can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Walmart, not Kmart, they're gone. Target, any of these places, and even if you can buy small bags, you know, if you're going to start doing a garden, I'm going to be having a video come out soon because I started my potatoes and these potato bags that I bought. They're made for potatoes and they're doing it right on my back porch because my backyard is basically sand like the beach, if you get what I'm saying. But they're coming up. I mean, they're up about that high right now, folks. I mean, they're doing really well. They're popping right up through. We'll see what happens. I've never actually grown anything in planters or anything like that. And that's what I'm really working on right now to try to make sure that, I can succeed in doing this. Um, because it's better to try now and learn from your mistakes before you need it really badly and you don't need to have mistakes, if you understand what I'm saying, folks. you know it's better to learn when the waters are calm than when the boat is a rocking and she's ready to flip over and you need to know what exactly to do. So getting back to our basics in survival and basics in preparedness will really help a lot of people out. you know Look at the prices of food. Now, I've been keeping my grocery receipts for the last, I don't know, 3 months or so, you know, and some things are still the same price, but some other things, they keep creeping the prices up a little bit, you know, 5, 10 cents here or there every few weeks. Because, let's face it, a lot of us buy the same products all the time. It's just a fact of life. We know what we use, we know what we buy, and this way here, if we know and we know that they're raising the prices on some of these products and stuff, but you also have to really pay attention, folks. And you really, it comes down to where you have to be very frugal with your money nowadays because of inflation. And then if we hit a recession, it's just going to get really ugly really quick. I feel bad for people that are buying homes right now and everything else, because if the bottom falls out of this, basically this house you just paid, say $500,000 for, is probably worth about 250, 300 if you're lucky. So now you're 250 to almost $300,000 upside down on your home. In which, what does that mean? A lot of people will go lose their homes, just like what happened in the past. You see, history has a very funny way of repeating itself. And that's the scary part, folks. Um, Especially when you start going back and you start looking at the Great Dust Bowl that I've done videos on, Great Depression, I've done videos on, and those type of things and what those people have gone through and everything else. And don't you really forget that during the Great Depression, the government implemented a lot of different things at that point in time. You could only buy so much per day or so much per week of certain products. You had cards, and you couldn't do anything. You were only allowed to buy, even when it is your turn to buy, you could only buy so much of this one particular product, whether it be a pound of sugar, 2 pounds of sugar, whatever it was. But they know this works. They don't throw away these programs. They won't hesitate to bring these things back out and throw them right in our face. And then what are you going to do? If you don't have a backup, if you don't have some way to grow your own food, and you've bought and put up seed, all right, I have um, a company that you can go on. It's right in the description below. You can go right on there. You can click. You can buy the seeds. You say 10% off any of their seed packs. All right, and you can store them away. They're seed vaults. You save 10% plus free shipping. I mean, come on, folks. In this way here, you have something put away. If you want to use some, they actually also, and they are made right here in America, and they also show you how to, once you plant the seeds, when you harvest, how to get the seeds back from the seed. And this way here, you have it for the following year. This is something that like people like Bill Gates, Monsanto, and all these big companies don't want you to do, because they want to have control over what you're eating and how it's grown and everything else. More genetic modified products are going to be coming out sooner than you think, because we're already shipping most of our beef and everything out of this country overseas. That's why our beef prices are so high, folks. It's because most of it is going across the water. You understand what I'm saying? Hard times are coming, folks. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that. I know there's a lot of people out there, that they want to label me as fear mongering. I don't know what I'm talking about. They want to just label me all this kind of stuff, which is fine and dandy. I don't care anymore. I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff any longer. The point of it, the whole situation is, we have to be prepared. We have to be ready. And if we're not, who's going to pay the ultimate price? Your family. That's who pays the ultimate price in the end, folks, is your family. Now, if you're single, you live by yourself, and you live way up in the woods somewhere, well, you probably will survive all right. You'll probably, you're probably used to hunting, fishing, and everything else. Yeah, you can survive. All right. A good old saying, a country boy can survive. You know? But my point is, in a push come to shove type situation and in a grid down EMP or natural disaster type situation, if you're not prepared with the way that this economy is going, with the way that this world is going, and you don't have things put up and put back, it's not going to be very pretty for you and your family. And I really don't want that for anybody that is watching this video at this point in time, whether you are subscribed to this channel or you're not. The point is, I want to get the word out to everyone that I possibly can get the word out to that they need to be prepared. Period. We are the only ones that can control our destiny in this life, besides the man upstairs. Obviously, he makes the final decision. When it's your time to go, no matter how well prepared you are, or if you're in a bunker underground or wherever you're at, if he yanks your chain, you're gone. It's fact of life, folks. But while you're here, it is your responsibility to take care of your body, which means you have to make sure that you are prepared and you are well rounded in the knowledge that you have and the knowledge that you need to succeed in keeping yourself alive and healthy and your family alive and healthy and fed, a roof over their head. You see, there's so many things that go into this. We could sit here and talk for 2, 3 hours about this stuff, folks. There's a lot of stuff that is going on. And the reason the hard times are coming is because we've been put in this situation by the greedy billionaires in this world that want to change everything. And they think that they know best for the people of this world. Because it's just not here in America. They want to change everything for the whole world. Look at your gas prices. My video on Friday that everybody chimed in on, there was over 400 and some odd comments, you know, from all over the world, folks. Germany, over $8 a gallon. All right. You break it down to, because they pay liters. Australia, over $8 a gallon. Here in the United States, parts of California are already in the sevens. A lot of the West is in the six. The central part of the country here, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, I think Michigan even had a few, $5 plus. Everybody else is, $4 from four. I think the cheapest one I saw was $4.33 and to $4.99 for everybody else. I think the cheapest gas right now in the country is in Kansas, I believe it is. But don't you worry, Kansas, the government's coming for you, and so are the oil companies because they want your money. You know what I'm saying? Every time we turn around, it goes up and up and up. And they're saying by, what is it, June 17th? It's supposed to be at $5 a gallon. They're already predicting it. $5 a gallon across the board, all across the board. So Kansas, they're coming for you. All right. Diesel prices are just, astronomical. Some people put the diesel prices in there too, and it's just ridiculous, and we wonder why we're in the boat that we're in. We have a government that is not doing really anything to help us. We're not getting any help there. So basically, folks, we're on our own. And that's what I've been preaching about and talking about for a very long time now is we have to be able to rely on yourself and you have to rely on each other. When I was growing up as a kid, my father used to always tell me there's only one person that you rely on in this world, period. And that's yourself. Once you rely on yourself and you have confidence in yourself, Then you can rely on other people, friends, family, whatever else. But that's what I was taught. You rely on yourself first. And once you learn that confidence where you rely on yourself, then you can gain the momentum and the strength and everything else to reach out to a community like this one or whichever one you choose. If you have questions, if you have any type of concerns or anything else, you can always email me. You can always comment in the videos. We have almost 39,000 subscribers now, and people are commenting and helping people out, and I see it all the time. That's what makes a great community, folks. It's not just me. It's all of you because, if you go into a community and everybody in there is rude to you, nobody, helps you out, and people don't, talk or anything like this. I mean, look right now, we've got what, 780 people in here right now, and the screen over here is just going like haywire. I can't even see what it's doing. You know, that's the thing. You guys get in here and you start talking back and forth, and everybody has some really good ideas and comments. You help people. That's what we do. I mean, that's what we do, right? I mean, for God's sakes, when will this insanity in this world stop? And the sad thing is I can answer that question. It's not going to. It's not going to, folks. The hard times are coming. There's way too much stuff that's going on all around us for things to go back to normal. They're brewing the perfect storm between the billionaires and the governments of this world. They want to change everything. They don't want us to have rights. That's going to be the big one for them, especially in this country. They can do this in all these other countries. You see what they do in these communist countries and everything. Look what they just did in China. They just shut everything down. Everybody stay home. We'll bring you what we think you may need in food. How do you think that would fly here? I don't think it would fly very well. I really don't. You know, the hard times that are coming, folks, we can prepare. We can be ready. We can get our mindset so that we understand and we don't fear what is coming, but we want to look at it and hit it head on and try and offset, especially if you have a family with kids, the amount of anguish and pain and suffering that they may have to go through because you chose not to be prepared. That's the sad situation of the whole story. That's what I fear most. Mark my words, folks. The hard times are coming because we have too many crazy people that are in charge, too many billionaires with these harebrained ideas. I mean, yeah, some of these billionaires and everything else, yeah, they went to college and yeah, they did all this kind of stuff and they're book smart, but they're street stupid. If you get what I'm saying. The only reason they would last if anything majorly happened is because they would fall back on their money to buy their way through whatever it is that they need to do. Whereas in most people, especially older people, let's say from 40 and older, that grew up, you know, like I'm in my 50s, but we grew up, we had a garden. We had to go out and, we had to work in the garden. Everybody worked in the garden. It's just the way it was, you know? You worked in the garden, you worked in the yard, you planted trees, you trimmed trees, You cut trees. You knew how to use a chainsaw. You knew how to use an axe. You knew how to use a saw the proper ways. You knew how to till the land, even if you didn't have a rototiller, using the tools that you had between a shovel, a spade, all this different type of stuff. Yeah, it was you're busting your butt out there doing it. But you know what? It taught you something. It taught you value in yourself. And when harvest time came around, you got to reap the benefits of your hard work throughout the year working in the garden. And I remember the first year when I went out there and was picking all this food and everything else. And it was just like, wow, because my mom, just like my grandmother, used to can a lot of this stuff. So we had it all winter long. It's how we did it. It's how you survived, you know? My parents worked, but it's like, back then it's not like you made, $100,000 a year. Nowadays it's just how it is. So the hard times are coming, folks, and we can prepare for it or we can't. We can sit here and we can say that, it's not going to happen to me. I'll be fine and everything else. And I'll say a prayer for you. That's about all I can do at this point, because I've been trying to get videos and more videos out and more videos out and make people aware and everything else. And I'm not going to stop. People can get annoyed. They can leave nasty comments or anything else. I don't care, whatever, but if I reach that one person out of that video and somebody says, you know what, I never thought about that. Oh, you helped me out. Thank you. When I see all those kind of comments, I feel really, really good inside because I have accomplished my goal for the channel. So all the hard times are coming, folks, and you really need to start doing whatever it is that you can, that you have the knowledge to do. And if you don't, you can go back through, you can watch some of my videos, you can check out some other YouTubers that were listed off earlier. You can also reach out to anybody in this community. I'm sure that a lot of them would be willing to help if you comment, or if you see a comment that they commented. If you ask questions, I'm sure somebody will be there to try to help you through your situation to make sure that you can be prepared and ready. Now, I've run a little bit long tonight, and I'm sorry about that, folks. And I really wanted to talk about this. It's been weighing on my, you could say, heart for quite a while now, over 2 or 3 weeks about this particular video. And I just wanted to make sure that people have the understanding of what is really taking place. Hard times are coming, folks. There's so many things that are going on all around us, between the ships coming from China, they're finally getting back to work over there. Then you also have China that wants to take over Taiwan. They're piling up on the border over there. You got the Russian Ukraine. You got stuff going on in Belarus. You got stuff going on in Germany. We got OPEC that, supposedly is going to, quote, release a little bit more oil per barrels or whatever it is. But everybody's already saying it's not going to matter. We got our lovely government over here that, well, I think they're just lost. But that's just my opinion. And we have to rely on each other. And everything that we can do, and anything you can do, there's lots of ways. You got to start thinking, and you got to start really paying attention to what is going on around you and start making plans for when the day comes and something seriously goes wrong, you're ready for you and your family. All right, I'm going to jump over here and see what's going on in the comment section here, because this thing is just flying by. I'm probably not going to have time to catch up because I've been talking too long. And once again, I do apologize. I did see Let's see here. Donna, thank you very much for that super chat. Once again, you don't have to do those, but it really does help the channel out and helps me do more giveaways and everything else. And I really do appreciate that. And she says, how many people are prepping for others that don't believe in prepping? That's something we could chat about, as I'm sure I'm not the only one. I live alone on one income and I'm prepping for my sister and four working adults. Wow, Donna. Yep. I mean, if you really think about it, folks, she makes a very, very good point here, because if you have family members, let's just face it, I have said this several times. If you have family members, they could be even your siblings, they could be your kids. They may not believe in doing any of this kind of stuff, but in your heart, you know that you need to be doing this. And the problem with the situation is, if something goes south, like Donna's talking about right here, and you're not going to let them go hungry. So you might as well prep as much as you possibly can extra to try to help them out and get them through whatever situation may arise. And I do agree. I think that that would be probably a pretty good video, or maybe even a live, Donna. I think that would probably be something good to chat about, because you know there's so many families out here. I see it all the time. I get the comments, I get the emails, how do I get somebody to start prepping? And, do you have any advice on how to get people to start prepping? And the answer is, in a short term, no. It's either they believe it or they don't. They're either brainwashed by some other type of entity, as far as the government, or they listen to these billionaires talk about how they want to make sure that they're, coming up with all these crazy foods and everything else that's genetic modified and grown in a lab and all this kind of stuff. And people nowadays, I hate to say it, but more the younger generation, they want things handed to them instead of working for it. And if that ticks people off, I'm sorry, but it's the God's honest truth. I mean, it just is what it is. A lot of people aren't raised like um, how a lot of us were raised years ago, you know? So, all right, I'm going to scoot down through here because we're almost pushing an hour now. And once again, folks, I'm really sorry. Um, All right, so says, guys, this is all a global collapse. It was all pre-planned and orchestrated by the folks at Davos and WEF, who want to create a one world government. It's all biblical. Jesus is returning. I would agree. They all want to. They want one government, but it's going to be interesting to see who actually wins out to be the boss man. You get what I'm saying? Because that's what I want to know. Who's going to be the boss man? Now, a lot of people actually do believe that the boss man would be, um, you know, somebody in Europe and that type, particular area. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Jill Ellis says, they got four nukes, two for each coast. We're done for. There's no stopping their nukes with 15 warheads in each one. They said it recently, and their state is threatened. It happens. It's happening. True. Do, 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 do. Tony, too tough. Just found this. St. Cloud, Florida. Oh, look at you. Yeah. Now we got some people from St. Cloud, from Kissimmee. A few of us are from over here, Cocoa, Melbourne, all over the place. Michelle, 35, been sharing your app with everyone I care about. It's amazing how many are listening to you. Thank you. Yes, I'm actually pondering, and I'll throw it out here to you guys. What do you all think? I'm pondering because a lot of you have told me that I have such a great voice. I should do podcasts or something like that. And I've been considering doing starting up a podcast. Do you all think that would be something interesting, something worthwhile? It'd be right along the same line as this. I mean, what do you all think? Give me a number one if you think so, and give me a number two if you're on the line, you're not sure. What do you think? Anybody? No, I'm getting some number ones, so everybody thinks it's a pretty good idea. All right. Well, I've been looking into it. I'm trying to figure out exactly what to do. Um, actually, my daughter is, does a lot of social media. She doesn't do YouTube. I try to get her into YouTube, but she doesn't do YouTube. And but she's looking to put more of her stuff out there, and she wants to start doing podcasts. So she's really starting to get into this. So I have to reach out to her and get information because I know there's a lot of places where you can. I mean, even if you have to pay for it, you do your podcast and everything else, and you upload it to them, and they put it out on all the platforms. you know? So I think that would be really cool. It's something that I'm working on. I'm also going to be working on, hopefully here soon, having some merchandise on this lovely channel. I just have to narrow down, um, some good channel art and things of that nature. Um, and I think at that point, then I'll reach out to this company and we'll start getting some merchandise on here. T-shirts, coffee cups, all kinds of stuff. And but I'm working on that. Um, Donna, thank you very much once again. Love your voice and a big number one. I do appreciate that. You really don't have to do that, but thank you very much. Um, I do have a review that will be coming out. I have a company that reached out to me about a battery bank, but that review won't come out until they wanted to come out on July 23rd. So we'll be doing a review on that product. I haven't received it yet, but we'll be doing once I receive the product, I have to do the video, and that'll come out then. So I'm starting slowly to get noticed. I do have. Um, some exciting information, though. I was approached, and I'll give you all the details once it gets a little bit closer. But on July 4th, I was actually invited to be a guest on a podcast. And I am totally stoked about that. And it has to do with prepping and everything else. And once I receive all the information and the exact times and everything, I will be putting that out here. I'll probably do a live to let you all know and everything else. And but I'm really stoked about that. And you know, it's a beautiful thing. The way the channel's growing, people are starting to notice all of us. I'm not going to say me. They're noticing all of us. We are all part of this amazing group. MSB 9021 just found this great info. Thanks. Well, thank you very much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Once again, folks, you don't have to do that, but it really helps the channel out and makes me, gives me more inspiration to do these great giveaways that I'm doing, which we probably need to get to, right? You're all probably sitting here still waiting. But don't you worry if you do miss this or whatever else. I will be putting a thing right on your comment on the video so you know that you won. So, the lucky winner of the Midland 50 channel waterproof GM RS two-way radio. Now, there's two of these radios in there. They're long range walkie talkies, given your, where you're at. Yeah, that's how everything is. If you got flat land, you get more range. You get in the woods, mountains, you may get less range. But that's just the way it is. These are long range walkie talkies with 142 privacy codes, an SOS siren, and the NOAA weather radio alerts and the weather scan. These are black and they will be coming to the lucky winner, which is Sarah Spencer. Sarah Spencer, you are the lucky winner of the Midland 50 channel 2 radios. So all you have to do, Sarah, is just reach out to me through my email. I will be commenting here shortly on your post on the video from Friday. And this is all you have to do is send me your address and I'll be sending the product right out to you through Amazon and you'll get it within no time. Last week, we give away the 2-burner Coleman stove, Titan grill. That person received it and is loving the product. And this week, we give away the radios. And now we're going to have to see what we're going to have to come up with maybe for next Friday. I think there might be another one you guys are going to have to watch and see if there's another giveaway coming up next weekend. Yes, sir, indeed. So, once again, folks, I'd like to thank everybody out here in this community. I'd especially like to thank my moderators, Jan and JT. I'm probably going to have to be reaching out to maybe a couple of people and seeing if they might want to start helping Jan and JT out because we're starting to grow. Today we peaked out a little over 800 people in here, and it gets a little much for them too. I don't want to overwork them, so maybe give them a little help. So if you're interested in being a moderator, do this. Email me. My email address is in the description below. It's survivalpreparedness69@gmail.com, but it also is in the description below. Don't forget the link for you to get your seeds and save 10% plus free shipping is also in the description below. The link's right there. My Amazon storefront. Once again, I do have an Amazon storefront. I have a lot of different products and everything else in there. That is also in the description below. There's a lot of things in the description below, folks. If you get what I'm saying. All right. So I'd like to thank everybody out there for everything you do for this channel. This is becoming a great, great community. You people are just phenomenal. You guys just sometimes you just blow me away with your comments, your kindness, and everything else. People email me and ask me just how I'm feeling because they know I've been going through a surgery and everything else, and the surgery part's all done. It's just waiting for the final product, if you get what I'm saying. And I really appreciate everybody just doing what you're doing and making this a great community. I'm very proud of how this has turned out. I am actually floored at how fast we have started to grow and how well things are going for us. I wasn't planning on being anywhere near where we are now, even this year. And all it took was just a few videos, and people started getting the word out, and it's just gone from there. But it's because of all of you. It's not really me. I put the information out there. I do the research. I find the information out and everything else, and I put out there. I try to make sure that I can, I'm putting good vetted information out there. A lot of people have commented and said, well, no, that's not true. You're lying and this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, okay, well, It's either if I talk to somebody or if I read it, you know, I'm only going by what either I've read or I've been told. So, I mean, that's just kind of what I base everything on. There's not one of us out here in YouTube world that is perfect and is going to nail everything 100% all the time. Although there are quite a few channels that we've tried to do our best to do that for our community members. So once again, I'd like to thank everybody for everything you do. Make sure that you are prepping. Make sure you're staying ahead of the game. Make sure you're going back to the basics, folks, and trying to do your best to just do the basics. And I have videos coming out this week that are going to help you out. Um, and also, you want to make sure that you are doing your part to be prepared for you and your family. So I'm Survival Preparedness for Beginners. Do me one favor. On your way out, hit that like button, hit share it with your friends, your family, whoever. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, now's a good time to do it. So until next time, folks, I'll catch you all on the flip side. Thank you again.